Eddie made his way down the steep trail, following the ravine as it opened deeper below him. Dust lifted under his steps as he continued along the narrow path. Harper walked right beside him, matching his pace without hesitation. She focused on the trail ahead, her attention sharp as the compass faintly glowed. Her tablet was already in hand, ready to record anything unusual the ravine revealed. Together, they moved deeper into the canyon, prepared for whatever clue waited next. In Eddie's hand, a strange compass glowed with a soft, steady light, its needle unwavering. As they descended, a hush fell over the forest. The usual sounds of birds and rustling leaves faded away, replaced by an unsettling quiet. Then, the echoes started. With every crunch of Eddie's boots on the gravelly path, a sound bounced back. But it wasn't a normal echo. It was off. Delayed. It started faint, then grew clearer, mimicking his steps a moment too late. Curious, Eddie leaned in and whispered, "Hello?" The word returned to them from the chasm, but the voice wasn't his. It was different, a subtle shift in tone, as if someone else was hidden deep within the ravine, answering his call. Harper, ever the scientist, lifted her tablet, its sensors already worry. "That isn't a normal acoustic reflection," she murmured, her eyes wide. "The waveform is all wrong. It's not an echo. Something is actively repeating you." They finally reached the bottom, where the narrow trail opened into a wide, rocky basin. The air was cool and still. The compass in Eddie's hand pulsed, its light intensifying and casting a warm glow on the ground around them. The light illuminated small, scattered bits of paper, each one carefully tucked beneath a small stone as if placed there deliberately. Eddie knelt, his heart pounding, and gently pulled out several torn pages from a notebook. The handwriting was rushed, frantic even, but one sentence jumped out at him, written in a familiar script his grandfather's. "If the compass reveals the echoes, follow them." Before they could even process the words, the strange, mimicking voices grew sharper, more distinct. This time, however, the sound wasn't coming from all around them. It was focused, originating from a narrow gap between two colossal boulders that stood like ancient sentinels. It was a clear, directional signal. Eddie decided to test it again. "This way," he called out. The disembodied voice repeated his words, clear as a bell, from that exact spot. It was like a beacon, guiding them. "The echoes are pointing somewhere," Harper said, her voice a mix of awe and excitement. She was already moving, her tablet held high, tracking the source of the sound. They squeezed through the tight space between the boulders. And there, tucked away in a small crevice, almost completely hidden by shadows and dust, was a glint of metal. Eddie reached in and pulled out a small, grimy tag, "Sills." He brushed the dirt away with his thumb, revealing a series of numbers stamped into the surface. Coordinates. As he held the tag, the compass in his other hand flared to life, its light becoming almost blindingly bright. The needle, which had been spinning lazily, snapped into place, locking onto a new, definitive direction with an almost audible click. The message was clear, too. Harper stared at him, her eyes magnified by her glasses. "Eddie, these coordinates? Your grandfather wanted you to find this. He left this here on purpose." Eddie's fingers tightened around the cool metal tag. As if its purpose was served, the mysterious echoes faded completely, leaving the ravine in profound silence once more. The forest had delivered its message. The next clue was in his hand, and a new chapter of their adventure was just beginning.